Oh, God blimey, bloody hell. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. That's a good stuff. That's a good stuff.
Anima!
Oh, what do you bloody want now?
You don't start off YouTube videos by eating.
Yeah. Yes, I do. I do what I want.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Do.
Don't.
Do.
Don't.
Yes, I do. Wait, shit.
No, you don't.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and beyond. How are you guys doing today? My name is Anima, and my neck hurts today. I don't know why it could possibly be hurting.
No, you don't.
Probably from all the dicks I swallow. Anyway, my sausage-consuming habits aside, welcome back to Anima Gaming. Putting the gay in gaming ever since no one's asked me to do that. We're here on something called Damn.dog, and I'm here because
you're gonna see a lot of YouTubers play this game, alright? They're gonna make a full episode of it, drag that shit out. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. If you go to Damn.dog, there's this really funny website that lets you guess what the WikiHow is.
no one's gonna do that. That'll never catch on. I won't do that. And here we are. What you do is, you basically guess the title of the WikiHow article. If you are one of those rare individuals who has not stumbled upon a WikiHow article, I envy your life, but also this is really funny. They basically have all these weird pictures. There'll be normal stuff like how to change a tampon, how to put on a condom. Why is it always... Why are we always here? Surrounded by tampons and dicks. And then some of them will be like, how to change a tampon whilst fending off a tiger and juggling a flaming testicle, whatever, let's just embrace it. So basically they go from weird to normal and wonderful and everything in between, which will make this quite interesting. So, what is the title of this WikiHow article? Bam. How to build a child's self-esteem. How to get over a crush on your best friend. How to impress people. How to reason. How to get over a crush on... Is that right? Nope! That's so depressing. There's this thin red font of disapproval. Alright, fuck you, let's play again. What's the title of this wiki article? Oh my god. Alright, how to fix your digestion. How to turn a girl on when you're only friends. How to exercise mindfulness to be happier. How to be quirky. Now, I don't know, I really think she's wearing some yellow and blue, alright. I think this is quite... You know, and she's got her freckles. I think it might be how to be quirky. Why do I fucking suck? Shut up. I think that's a lie because she looks about ready to finger blast me. How to be a world citizen. How to tell a lie without being caught. How to be a good husband. How to be a true hip-hop artist. Well, that certainly screams hip-hop. I think this might be how to be a good husband because there's like a big X on the... I don't know, that's like identified as girl because they've got longer hair. So let's say that's how to be a good husband. Why do I fucking stink up? I smelly testbolic. How to know if you have DID or dissociative personality disorder. How to be a good wife. There it is. How to create urban rainforests. How to learn smoking tricks. This has got to be how to create urban rainforests. That's right. 25%. I'm gonna put this in your ass. But what about my ass?
Wait your turn, Harvey.
Oh my god. How to be as creepy as possible and get away with it, maybe. Are these all the same woman? I don't really know. Let's go. How to grind. Oh my god. I reckon it's grind because they're all grinding. How to talk to girls as a teen boy. How to start a best friends club. How to be a fascist. Behold, the new face of fascism. I think this is how to grind, in brackets, for guys, That's right. Thanks. Oh my god. How to terrify women in under 3 seconds. How to get famous while young. How to know if your girlfriend wants to have sex with you. How to be a successful teenager. How to be sexually empowered. Now I reckon it's this one because he's got a little bit of something going on. He's like, haha, look at my bare chest. Doesn't it remind you of a 10-year-old boy? I don't know. It depends on who he's trying to appeal to. What? Knowing my luck, this one's gonna be how to fist your mum. Let's go. How to be brave, how to recognize the signs of intoxication, how to act like one of the guys, and how to send dirty texts. I don't know. How to recognize the signs of intoxication. I don't really see any of it. None of it makes sense. I think this one might be the how to change a tampon whilst juggling balls. Like, let's just, how to be brave. Oh no, I did it. Wow. What's this? How to initiate genocide on the minions. How to put the minions' memes to rest. How to tell if someone is high. How to win a tickle war. How to get your nipples pierced. How to make yourself famous on YouTube. How to get your nipple. What the fuck? That's got nothing. What? How to summon Satan. How to be a good wife. How to make people think you're a witch. How to identify a psychopath. How to refuse a kiss. I think this is how to make people think you're a witch. That's right. Plot twist. He's the witch. She's just speaking Greek. How to be a complete fucking loser at a party only intended for shadows. Farting ones specifically. What's this one gonna be? How to be a true hip-hop artist. How to prevent identity theft. How to stand up for yourself. How to play with a pet. This might be how to stand up for yourself. Yeah, let me go, because they're all like, I guess they're picking on, I don't know why though, but hello! Ah yes, this one is clearly how to make a guy that is mad at you like you again through text. How to be a punk. How to be interesting. How to channel. How to channel what? Oh, ladders apparently. How to give yourself a butt-chin. How to get over eavesdropped phone sex that you had without knowing it was eavesdropped. How to stop a masturbation addiction. How to control your urge to masturbate. How to make your boyfriend break up with you. I want to read the first article. I'm just so happy that that probably exists. I'm gonna say this one. I want to see this. How to devour your cat without anybody noticing. Ooh, I like this one. She's like, smell my armpit. And he's like, no. And she's just like, but it smells so good. How to pick up girls in high school. How to turn a girl on when you're only friends. I'm really, I want to know what pictures are involved in these. How to run away from home. How to pick up girls? Oh, fuck. Whoa! Messed up. This is so freaky. How to pole vault. How to play with how to make out. Oh no! But you know, it clearly feels like this one's gonna be how to discuss Barack Obama intelligently. Oh, Jesus. How to be quirky. How to get a boy to dance with you and then kiss you at the end, middle school. How to be a Christian leader. How to be a Christian leader? Sign me up. I think it's this one. That's right. Oh yeah, girl. Well, I'm definitely gonna read this one, better favorite that real quick. How to shit my pants. How to be a stripper who knows what she is doing. I like the use of all the capital letters. It somehow makes it more official. I don't know. It's like this stripper knows what she is doing. How to fist yourself. Actually, I think there probably is an article on that. I should know. I wrote it. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video of guessing what the WikiHow articles are on Damn.dog. This was really fun, and if you'd like me to do some more, then be sure to do some filthy things to that like button. Share this video with your friends. Share it with your mum to return my calls. But absolutely most importantly, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.
Fine. I guess we can throw some random bucks in there. Happy now?
Okay, how do we do this? I guess I have to... Oh, give it to me! Give me the... Yes! No! Yes. No. Yes. 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 Oh. Look at all them pelicans. Let's watch an ad. No, let's not do that. That would be really lame. Oh, I see.